My name is Clara, and I'm 47 years old. Some time ago, I worked for a very wealthy family. Their house was huge, with many rooms, a garden full of flowers, and furniture that looked like it belonged in a museum. I cleaned, cooked a little, and helped with whatever was needed. The father's name was Mauricio, the mother's name was Helena, and their little daughter was Valentina. I was happy there. I felt it was a good place to stay for a long time. That family had everything: old paintings, porcelain vases, expensive clocks. But what Helena loved the most was a silver ring with a blue stone. She never took it off. It was her favorite piece of jewelry, and I knew it. That's why I was always extra careful when cleaning her room. But one day, everything changed. Helena couldn't find the ring. She looked everywhere, in her room, in the dining room, even in the garden. She asked her husband, her daughter, and finally she asked me. I told her the truth. I hadn't seen it. But the way she looked at me froze me inside. That same day, Mauricio called me into the living room. He was serious, with Helena beside him, and Valentina hiding behind her mother. He told me they couldn't find the ring, and that even though they had always trusted me, now they weren't so sure. I tried to defend myself, but the words just wouldn't come out. And then they told me I had to leave and never come back. I packed my small bag with trembling hands. I wanted to cry, but I didn't. I walked out of that big house and sat on the sidewalk with my bag. I didn't know what to do or where to go. I felt empty, as if the ground had disappeared beneath my feet. I spent the night on the park bench. The cold was unbearable, and my mind kept racing. Why did they distrust me? I had always been honest, always cared for that house as if it were my own. Why think I was a thief? The next day, I found a small cafe that was looking for help. The owner, Rosa, and her husband, Julian, gave me a job. I cleaned tables, washed dishes, and helped with customers. Little by little, I began to feel joy again. Rosa and Julian treated me with respect and trust. They never spoke harshly, never looked at me with suspicion. They treated me like a person, not like a suspect. And little by little, my heart began to heal. One day, while serving coffee by the window, I saw something that took my breath away. Across the street were Helena and Valentina. The little girl looked at me and waved her tiny hand. Helena gave me a sad smile and kept walking. I stood still, my heart racing. For a moment, I thought about running after them, but I didn't. I knew I wasn't the same woman anymore. I had changed. My life had taken another path. With time, I saved my first paycheck. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I dreamed of having my own little room, maybe even opening my own cafe one day. And although the wound was still there, I no longer felt defeated. Until one day, everything turned around again. A letter arrived. It was from Helena. She wrote that she was sorry, that they missed me, that Valentina asked about me, and that she wanted to see me. I put the letter in my pocket and thought about her words. That night, Rosa simply told me, "Do what your heart tells you." The next day, I got ready and went to the house. I rang the bell with trembling hands. Helena opened the door and let me in without saying a word. Then Valentina ran to me and hugged me tightly. I cried, and Helena did too. She asked for forgiveness again and again, saying she should never have doubted me. I listened quietly, and in that moment, I realized that although forgiveness isn't easy, sometimes it's the only thing that can truly heal a wound. We spent the afternoon in the garden, drinking tea, talking about life, and remembering the past. When the sun began to set, I stood up to leave. Helena wanted me to stay for dinner, but I said no. I needed to return to my new home. I hugged Valentina, kissed her forehead, and smiled at Helena without any resentment. I no longer felt anger or sadness, only peace. I thought about the lost dream, the broken trust, and the home I had lost. But I also thought about everything I had gained: strength, kindness, and a new family. Because sometimes losing something is what teaches you what truly matters. After listening to the following story, here are some of the key words from it so you can remember and practice them better. If you like this video and want to see more, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. And don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends, people, and relationships. Father, mother, daughter, family, owner, husband, wife, employee, neighbor, places, house, room, garden, street, sidewalk, park, cafe, coffee shop, common objects, bag, small bag, ring, jewelry, table, chair, door, window, letter, piece of jewelry, favorite piece, key actions, clean, cleaned, cook, cooked, look for, looked for, pack, packed, leave, left, cry, cried, hug, hugged, forgive, forgave, meet, met, feelings and states, happy, sad, sadness, alone, lonely, surprised, shocked, trust, trusted, anger, angry, peace.